all began on a quiet morning. I woke up to the sound of a crow. Caw, 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 echoing across the stillness of the forest. The bird was sitting on the old brick wall outside my house. At first, I ignored it, thinking it was just another crow, nothing unusual. But it didn't stop. It kept crowing for hours, its voice harsh and unsettling, like it was calling out to something or someone. Finally, frustration got the better of me. I stepped outside, glaring at the black creature as it sat motionless, its eyes fixed on me like two glowing beads of coal. I shouted and waved my arms to scare it away. It flapped its wings slowly, as if mocking me, before disappearing into the dense forest that surrounded my house. I brushed it off and went about my day. But that evening, when I sat in the garden sipping tea, the same crow returned. Its cry was louder this time, sharper, almost angry. Then I noticed something, a shadow, lurking behind the bushes near the edge of the forest. It was tall, hunched, moving unnaturally. My heart skipped a beat. I stood up and walked toward the bushes, my footsteps crunching on the dry leaves. But when I got there was nothing. Just silence and the faint echo of wings flapping overhead. I shook my head, telling myself it was my imagination. Night fell. The forest turned into a dark ocean of shadows, the trees whispering in the cold wind. I locked all the doors and windows, but the crowing returned, louder than before, like an army of crows circling my house. My nerves were on edge. Then came a knock. I froze. Who would come here at this hour? My house was miles away from the nearest village. Slowly, I walked to the door and opened it. No one. Just the empty darkness staring back at me. I shut the door, my breath quick. But before I could turn away, there was another knock. Louder, harder. This time, anger mixed with fear. I yanked the door open. Again, nothing. The forest was silent now. Too silent. I stepped outside, looking around, heart pounding. Still, nothing. When I turned back to close the door, he was there. An ugly man stood at my doorstep. Filthy clothes, pale, wrinkled skin stretched over his bones, and eyes. Dead, hollow eyes. He smiled, revealing broken, yellow teeth. Who are you?" I stammered. His voice was like gravel sliding on metal. "I need to drink something." I hesitated, but then nodded. Maybe he was a traveler, lost in the woods. I let him in, telling him to wait in the living room while I fetched water from the kitchen. But when I returned with a glass, he wasn't a man anymore. A monster towered in the dim light, skin torn, black veins bulging, mouth split wide open with rows of razor-sharp teeth dripping blood. Its eyes glowed red like fire, and then it screamed, a deafening, inhuman howl that shook the walls. "I drink blood only," it roared. Before I could react, it lunged at me, claws tearing through my shirt, ripping skin. I fought back, grabbing a wooden log from the fireplace and smashing it into its face. It shrieked and loosened its grip for a second. That second saved me. I ran, out of the house, into the forest. The cold air burned my lungs as I sprinted, but behind me, I heard the flap of wings and the pounding of monstrous feet. I looked up. Crows, hundreds of them. Their black forms blotted out the moon, swirling above me like a storm of death. The monster was faster than I imagined. It caught me, slammed me into a tree. My ribs cracked. Pain exploded in my chest. I screamed as its teeth sank into my neck, drinking my blood warm and thick. I pushed, kicked, fought, and with one desperate move, smashed another branch into its face. It howled in rage. I ran again, bleeding, my vision blurring. My leg was broken, my stomach torn open, but fear kept me moving. Finally, I stumbled onto a road. A car's headlights cut through the darkness like a beacon of hope. I waved frantically. The driver stopped, jumped out, and helped me into the car. "What happened?" he asked. Before I could answer, the monster appeared on the road. The driver slammed the brakes, but it was too late. The car spun and crashed into a tree. Dazed, I watched the monster rip the door off, grab the driver, and tear into his throat, drinking deeply as blood sprayed across the windshield. I crawled out, every bone screaming in pain. I ran again, through the trees, through the dark, until I saw another car. My legs gave out. I collapsed. When I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital bed. Bandages wrapped around me, machines beeping softly. Relief washed over me for a moment, until I looked out the window. There it was, the same crow, sitting on the sill, staring at me with eyes like black holes. It opened its beak slowly and let out that horrible cry. "Caw, caw, caw." I screamed as the lights flickered and the shadow rose behind me.